Let's start with translational partition function. We have seen that translational degree of freedom is 3, whether it is atom or molecule. This is because translation motion can be along the 3 principal axes x, y or z. So whether it is atom or molecule, in both the cases we have translational degree of freedom as 3. Now corresponding to these translation motion, we will be having partition function with respect to x-axis, partition function with respect to y-axis and partition function with respect to z-axis. And the total translational partition function Qt will be given by the product of all these 3 terms. Now let us consider any one of these terms. Let us take translational motion along one direction, in one direction, say x-axis. Then the translational partition function along x direction will be given by summation g t. This is statistical weight factor for translational energy of ith energy level, e to the power minus et I upon kt, and this summation is from I is equal to 0 to infinity. So this is for x direction. Now we can write this in a simplified way. Qt x is equal to summation 0 to infinity. We can drop this I and write gt e to the power minus et upon kt. Here we require 2 terms. One is the statistical weight factor and another is the translational energy. So let's see what are its value. The statistical weight factor Gt is always equal to 1. That means the degeneracy of translational energy level is always 1. Now let's see what is translational energy level. Now when we solve Schrodinger wave equation for one-dimensional box, in quantum mechanics we have seen the translational energy for one-dimensional box. If we take one-dimensional box, this is the dimension along x direction. Let us take it as Lx, and the potential energy inside the box is taken as 0. That means the total energy will be equal to the kinetic energy or the translational energy, and the energy in that case is given by n square h square upon 8 m Lx square, where n is quantum number having values 1, 2, 3, etc. n cannot be equal to 0. H is Planck's constant, m is mass of the particle, and Lx is the dimension of this one-dimensional box. Now let us number these equations. Let this be equation number 1. Let this be equation number 2, 3, and equation number. We can get this equation by simply taking the kinetic energy formula also. Let us derive it. Et along x direction, that means the kinetic energy is given by half mv x square. Now we know that m into v is equal to momentum p. So in terms of momentum, we can write kinetic energy as p x square upon 2m. Now according to de Broglie equation, according to de Broglie equation, wavelength is equal to h upon momentum. So substituting here, we will have Px will be equal to h upon lambda x, or Px square will be equal to h square upon lambda x square. Now we can substitute here and get the value of this kinetic energy. Now let us consider the stationary wave. For stationary waves, the path length Lx, this is equal to half integral multiple of wavelength. So lambda x has a value equal to, lambda x is equal to 2 Lx upon n. Square of this will give lambda x square will be equal to 4 Lx square upon n square. So we can substitute this value. Let this be equation number 5, this 6, this is 7. Now we will equate this equation 7 in 6 and we can get the value of Px square. Let's see, if we substitute here, what do we get? We get this is equal to Px square is equal to h square upon lambda x square. Lambda x square is in denominator, so this will invert and we will have n square h square upon, in denominator we will be having 4 Lx square. Now we can substitute, let this be equation number 8. Px square is equal to n square h square upon 4 Lx square. We will substitute this value in equation number 5 and we will get, substituting the value, we will get Etx is equal to Px square upon 2L. On substituting the value of Px square, we will have n square h square upon 8m Lx square. This is the very equation which we have written for the Schrodinger wave equation for particle in one-dimensional box, which is equation number 4. Now let us substitute the value of this Gt and Etx in equation number 2. Let's see, Qtx is equal to summation 0 to infinity, we are putting Gt as 1, e to the power, this will be minus n square h square upon, we have 8m Lx square, 8m Lx square kt. Let this be equation number, this is 9, this is 10. Now here the term, so we have substituted the value of Gt and Et in this equation. Now h square upon 8m Lx square kt. We compare the value of this with kt. Kt is the thermal energy. This is very high compared to this. So the translation energy level will be closely spaced. They are not far from each other. So we can convert this summation, or we can write this summation in the form of integration. So we will replace summation by integration. We will have e to the power minus n square h square upon 8m Lx square kt, and here the integration will be with respect to n. Now here these terms are constant for a given particle. So we can write for h square 8 mlx square kt, a single term. Let us represent it by alpha. So we'll substitute this value. So qt along x direction is equal to integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus m square alpha d. Now according to standard integral, this integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus m square alpha dm is equal to 1 by 2 root pi by alpha. So if we substitute this value here for alpha, we will have 1 by 2. This is root of pi, that means pi to the power half. Alpha is h square upon 8 ml square upon kt, and alpha is in the denominator, so it will get inverted. So here we will have 8 m lx square kt divided by x square to the power this root half. Now on solving this, what we will get? We know that 8 is 2 root 2. Lx square root will be Lx. Root of h square will be h. So what we will get? Qt will be equal to this 2 and this 2 will cancel. We will have 2 to the power half, pi to the power half. Okay, this has been converted to 2 root 2. So only we have root 2 here. M is there. We have taken this out. Lx square root is Lx. We have kt here. These are all to the power half. And h square we will have h, and here we will have Lx. Okay. So this is 2t to the along x direction. So we have got the value of, or the expression for partition function along x direction, which can be written as 2 pi m kt to the power half upon h lx. Here this is having the dimension of wavelength, and this will have the dimension of inverse of wavelength. Or we can write h upon 2 pi mkt to the power half. This is having the dimension of wavelength. It is represented by lambda and is known as thermal de Broglie wavelength. So we can write this as Lx upon lambda. Similarly, for y direction we will be having the same equation. Only difference will be here, it will be Ly. For y we will have 2 pi mkt to the power half h Ly. For z axis we will be having 2 pi mkt to the power half h into Lz. And according to equation number 1, we have seen that the total partition function for translational energy will be, let this be equation number A, B and C. So the total partition function Qt which is equal to product of qt along x direction into qt along y direction into qt along z direction. On substituting these values, we will have 2 pi mkt to the power 3 by 2 h to the power 3 lx ly into lz, and this is nothing but this is equal to volume. So we have 2 pi mkt to the power 3 by 2 h cube into v, or in terms of this we can write it as qt is equal to v divided by lambda cube. So this is all about translational partition function. Next we will see some numericals related to this.